Hello and welcome. Today we are going to discuss about the part 2 of most important topic of geomorphology for NT UGC-NET or all set exams, that is evolution of geomorphological thoughts. As we all know, we have already discussed about the introductions of geomorphological thoughts, ancient periods, dark age and age of catastrophism. And today we are start from age of uniformitarianism. The concept of uniformitarianism was postulated by James Hutton in 1785, and he rejected the concept of catastrophism, and he postulated the gradual cyclic nature of the earth history in the 18th century AD, and his time period was 1726 to 1797. According to Hutton, the geological process of the earth is in cyclical pattern. The concept of uniformitarianism believe the same geological process which operate today was operated in the past, and therefore the history of geological events repeat in cyclical pattern. And he give the statement of present is the key to the past. He was the first geologist who observed the cyclic nature of the Earth's history. And his work published in the form of research paper, that is the title of the Theory of the Earth or an investigation of laws observable in the composition, dissolution and restorations of land upon globes in the Royal Society of the Edinburgh in 1788. Later on, his work was published in the form of book that is entitled The Theory of the Earth with proofs and illustration in the 2 volumes in 1795. According to Hutton, the topography is carved out, not built up. John Pfeffer. His time period was 1748 to 1819. He was a close friend of Hutton and also a professor of mathematics. He modified the concept of Hutton's, that is the concept of uniformitarianism, and published through his book Illustrations of Huttonian Theory of the Earth in 1802. He also visualized the erosive and transportive powers of fluvial and glacier. Sir Charles Lyell, his time period was 1797 to 1873 AD. He was the most active follower of Hutton's, and he laid the foundation of modern historical geology, and he defined geology as the investigates the successive changes that have taken place in organic and inorganic kingdoms of nature. His work appeared in 2 books, that is Principles of Geology in 2 volumes and Geological Evidence of Antique of Man in 1863. C.G. Greenwood. His paper entitled was Rain and River, or Hutton and Pfeffer against Lyell and All Commerce in 1857, and he was considered accepted as the father of modern subaerialism. According to C.A.M. King, 1966, he was the first geologist who gave the idea of who put forward the idea of base level erosion before Powell. This is not Powell. Powell in America. Modern age. This 19th century. During this period, geomorphology became an independent discipline and major branch of geology in the beginning of the 19th century. When the development of geomorphologic thought took place at the regional level, two distinct schools of geomorphic thoughts can be identified. It is European school and American school. European school made a contributions in the field of recognition, identification of Pleistocene ice age, glaciation, glacial erosion, marine erosion, fluvial process, and erosion, arid karst landscape. Sir Charles Lyell, his time period was 1797 to 1873 AD. He was a scholar of European school. He has not only endorsed the concept of uniformitarianism, but also he popularized the concept through his book, that is Principles of Geology, in 2 volumes, and his contributions in the biology became the base of origin of species of Charles Darwin. And his book entitled The Geological Evidence of the Antiquity of Man was published in 1863. Louis Agassiz. He was given credit for recognition and identification of presence of ice age during Pleistocene period, as he presented his ideas in 1840. Even the others scholars presented their ideas before Louis Agassiz. The Jean Carpenter postulated his concept continental glacier and ice age in 1841, and also some other scholars also presented before the Louis Agassiz, that is Bennett of Switzerland 1821. 29 Norwegian scholars Esmark in 1824, German Bernhard 1832, Jean de Charpentier of Switzerland in 1834. James Keke, he was a Scottish geologist and studied different aspects of ice age and published his idea through his book, that is Great Ice Age, in 1894. Penck and Bruckner identified the four ice age, Pleistocene ice age, which were separated by 3 warm interglacial periods, that is Guns, Mindels, Rees, and Worm. Please remember these terms because already asked in the exams. Sir Andrew Ramsay. His time period was 1814 to 1891. He gave detailed descriptions of marine platform made by marine erosion in Wales and southwest England. Previously, Ramsay attached more significance to marine abrasion, but later part of his life he gave more significance, more importance to fluvial erosion. Baron Ferdinand von Richthofen, his time period was 1833 to 1905. He made significant contributions in the field of marine erosion during his visit to China. C.G. Greenwood, he was a British geologist. He was contribution in the field of subaerial erosion. That's why he was accepted as the father of subaerialism. And he was considered to be the first geologist or geoscientist to postulate the concept of base level erosion, even before major vowel in the USA. Jukes 1862. He divided rivers into two categories, that is transverse and longitudinal. Transverse stream which flow through the geological structure, and longitudinal streams which follow the direction of strikes of riverbeds or flow parallel to geological structure. American school. During 20th century, the geomorphology considered as the golden age, not only of American geomorphology but also world geomorphology, because it was these periods when for the first time general theory of landscape development was propounded by W.M. Davis, and landform analysis attained its final steps. Major J.W. Fowell, 1834 to 1902 AD. He was a major of American. After thorough study of Colorado Plateau and Uinta Mountains, 1876, he suggested geological structure as a basis for the classifications of landforms. And he attempted genetic classifications of river valley and consequently classified them into antecedent, superimposed, consequent valleys, etc. We will study in the future classes in detail about these terms. His most significant contributions in the postulations of limit of maximum vertical erosions, that it means the valley deepening or eroded in the valley shape, valley deepening or down cutting by the streams, and he proposed the terms base level, which determined by sea level. Later on, C.A. Mellott, 1928, inferred three terms of base level from his writing, that is ultimate, local, and temporary base level. He also found that the pluvial process stream were allowed to erode. The land masses might be eroded down to a level plain, which may be slightly above the sea level, and this erosional level plain, later termed by Davis as peneplain. G.K. Gilbert. His time period was 1843 to 1918 AD. He was considered as the first geomorphologist of America because of his significant contributions in systematic and quantitative geomorphology. He stresses the importance of creative imagination, testing of number of hypotheses, the analogies in the field of geomorphology. He never prepared to be called as theoretician, rather he took himself as investigator. After thorough study of different localities of American, example, Great Basin, Beneval Lake, Artisans, Wells of Great Plains, Henry Mountains, Sierra Mountains, etc., he propounded a number of laws, that is, law of uniform slope, law of structure, law of divides, law of increasing acclimity, law of tendency to equality of actions, dynamic equilibriums, law of interdependence, etc. He was first geoscientist to propound the concept of graded profile of river and to establish relationship among the load, volumes, velocity and channel gradients on the basis of quantitative analysis. C.F. Dutton, his time period was 1843 to 1912 AD. He was first scientist to use the term isostasy to denote equilibrium conditions of upstanding and downstanding land masses of the Earth's surface. During his study and investigation of Colorado Plateau and Grand Canyon of Colorado River, he opined the present canyon was the result of long continued periods of pluvial erosion, to which he assigned the term of periods of great denudations. He also presented the evidence in support of Powell's concept of base level erosion. W. M. Davis, his time period was 1850 to 1934. He was a professor of physical geography at Harvard University, and he is considered to be the patron of science of geomorphology because of the significant contributions in the field of geomorphology and for giving new direction to landform study. He was so significant and so dominant among the American geomorphologists that American School of Geomorphology was recognized as Davisian of School of Geomorphology, and he was credited for the postulations of first general theory of landscape development and his three major concepts based completely cycle of river life 1889, geographical cycle 1899, and slope evolution. He emphasized on progressive development and progressive development of erosional stream valley through the concept of complete cycle of river life, and he believed in the sequential changes of landscape, and he gave the concept of time-dependent series of landform or cyclical development of landform. That is for today. The remaining parts we will be covered in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please share, like and subscribe to my channel, and also give any suggestion or through the comment section.